they are no longer going to concentrate on garbage like Starfield. Starfield is completely gone and out of the picture. It's still going to be their IP, and maybe we're going to see something in the next 10 years. But for now, it's completely gone. It's on ice. In fact, everything associated with Bethesda that is not Fallout, not the Elder Scrolls, is pretty much completely just gone, and no one's going to be working on it. The crazy part is, by the way, about this, that no one got fired. The firings at Bethesda, personnel wise, are barely there. Only a couple of tens of people got fired, while other studios literally got completely demolished. This is insane. And while all of this is happening, Todd, the literal spokesperson, the face of Bethesda, is nowhere to be seen. He's not.
I've grown sick and tired of TVMA running around here thinking that they own the place. The constant numbers game with you, and then now, me, choke slamming me in the middle of that ring. Yeah. I'm so sick of it. So you know what? Now that we have a common enemy, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna help you out. So when we win tonight, Markova, you're gonna be able to pick a stipulation in that title rematch for your title that you never lost in the first place.
And you better believe I'm gonna choose a good stipulation. Because when it's just me and you,
Okay, she's 19 years old. I just got back from going to check on her twice a week. Okay, now usually I just got from going to check on her twice
boom, CM Punk wins the WWE Championship. This is what we wanted, man. Honestly, this is so unexpected. I thought it was going to be Cody Rhodes. I thought it was going to be Gunther or something. CM Punk, he comes out of nowhere. Boom, boom, boom. Look at him. He looks great, all right? This is where the belt belongs. In the same arena that he won against John Cena, the Allstate Arena, kissing goodbye. You see here the iconic pose. CM Punk is back with a bang, all right? It's honestly very rare that people come back and just win a belt like this. Now, apparently, Sami Zayn's title reign was one of the shortest reigns of all time. If I'm not mistaken, the shortest WWE Championship reign of all time. Yeah, all right. I don't feel bad for a second. I think Sami Zayn, he's going to get it back sometime, right? He's going to get it back maybe WrestleMania Saudi. Maybe they're going to drag this on, CM Punk versus Sami Zayn, this feud, right? I think it's going to be good, right? It's going to be good TV. I think both these guys can carry themselves on the mic in terms of character, in terms of, everything, right? In the ring, obviously, we just saw the match was amazing, all right? That's the thing we can't take away from Sami Zayn or CM Punk, all right? Anyways, boom, this right here, okay? The aura, the garage, baby, all right? It comes up, boom, CM Punk flashing lights. You can see that he didn't get the gym pump, all right? He's not on, what you think he's on. He's not on the fucking special juice, okay? This is what happens, all right? Boom, he deflated, okay? He comes out, the aura's there, everybody's just, hollering, CM Punk, dude. It is a different energy when CM Punk is in the arena. Okay, I'll admit it. All right, this guy is a rock star. Now, as for the match was just so good. All right, with CM Punk and Sami Zayn trading blows, trading finishers, trading signatures, trading maneuvers. It just felt like a boss battle. All right, especially for Sami Zayn. CM Punk wouldn't go down. Boom. He had this like hammerlock clothesline thing. It was pretty sick, all right? Adding some new, physical moves to his arsenal. As you can see, right? CM Punk just absorbing his shots. Boom, taking the slaps, taking the beating. Sami Zayn basically saying, I'm the champion now. Boom, CM Punk, he gets up. He doesn't want to fucking take it, right? He hits him with a haluva kick. Boom, he gets him into a GTS. Boom, 1, 2, 3. It's over. CM Punk is the champion, man. This right here might actually get me interested in watching Raw, okay? Because CM Punk is one of those guys, when he has the belt, it feels special. Now, an interesting that happened here that a lot of people might have not caught on to is Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce pushing Sami Zayn into a title match, right? Maybe there's some sort of, TKO puppetry, some politics that went on in terms of like the storyline, right? Maybe CM Punk is going to turn heel in the future. Maybe he is going to lean into this corporate fucking gimmick that I've been pitching for a very long time. Again, Adam Pearce helping him, okay? Like finagling his way into a title shot right away, right? On his fucking soil, Chicago, right? It's just too perfect, right? That is not something that a face does. Again, CM Punk, you can say what you want about him, but dude, this right here was perfectly executed, and I really hope they lean into this corporate gimmick, okay? Sami Zayn, he has every right to be mad. Honestly, turn the guy face already, because it's like, come on. Like this right here, where we're supposed to be happy for CM Punk, just getting a title shot like that. You know what I'm saying? Again, a lot of seeds have been planted within this Monday Night Raw, and honestly, I'm so excited to watch the next Monday Night Raw, okay? Anyways, man, the rest of the show, let's talk about the rest of the show, okay? First of all, Sami Zayn, he pulls up in a BMW, raising his belt, gallivanting around the fucking arena here, just being all cocky and shit. I liked it, all right? I like Sami Zayn as a champ. He's a lot more entertaining than Cody Rhodes. He's a lot more entertaining than a lot of people give him credit for, all right? Again, gallivanting and talking his shit, right? Saying that, I'm the champion now. I call the shots. Cody Rhodes is like, yeah. We'll see tonight, right? Basically, they're supposed to face each other. Boom. Gunther comes out of nowhere in the skinniest jeans of all time. Holy shit. He takes him out, right? He talks his shit again. Boom, boom, boom. He talks his shit to Sami Zayn, saying that, I'm going to face you next. I ain't going to face you. Boom. He does a big boot. He kicks the door handle, right? Boom, into fucking Cody Rhodes' arm or some shit. I don't know why his ear's bleeding. Holy shit. Then, boom. There we go. I was about to say Sami Zayn. Seth Rollins, he comes out, right? Whoa, 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 whoa. The crowd all happy and, fucking just Excited to see him. Excited to see Roman Reigns. Nope, Roman Reigns is not there. Okay, wow. And at that point, they killed me. I'm like, okay, yeah. I don't really give a shit about this. I don't really care about the promo. I don't care for what he has to say. If Roman Reigns is not there, I don't care. All right? It's just straight up like, what are we going to do? Listen to Seth Rollins yap about how they were brothers and how he backstabbed him, how he made him. Come on. Next. Okay, fucking LA Knight. He comes out of nowhere. I'm like, oh shit, now I'm back into the product. I'm back into this segment. Let me see what he has to say. He oral farms a little bit, and he just cuts the best promo of his fucking career. LA Knight, guys. This guy, I'm telling you, if they pull the trigger, if they choose to pull the trigger, finally, he can save the WWE. He can really save the fucking bore fest that is WWE. Okay, this promo right here proved it. Again, the whole crowd here, at this point, they were on his side. Okay, they were just popping fucking every angle of the goddamn stadium. They were into LA Knight's promo. Now, Seth Rollins, he goes ahead and says, you know, I like you, LA Knight, but it is not your time yet. You know, and basically says it's his time. No, it's not. It's not your time. Anyways, he leaves. Right, boom, Jimmy Uso, he super kicks LA Knight as his back's turned. He gets a lot of heat. Next was fucking Gunther and Aldis going at it. Holy shit. If Aldis gets in the ring, dude, if we get Magnus back, holy shit. Again, fucking amazing. Street Profits, they come out. I tuned out. I'm like, I don't really care about them. The Vision, now they had this interesting segment right here backstage, right, in the Gorilla Room. Paul Heyman basically berating Austin Theory, saying that if you don't win this one, there's going to be repercussions. You know, you're probably going to get kicked out of the Vision. You're going to get replaced. All right, Austin Theory got his game face on. Up. Commercial break. And then it was a fucking match. And the match was pretty good, guys. Again, nothing here was bad, all right? Montez Ford doing the crazy shit he always does, right? Like the to-be star he is. Now this, right? All of a sudden, boom, Austin Theory's on his fucking behind. Boom, boom, boom. What happens? Montez Ford, D'Angelo Dawkins, he gets sacked in the Dawkins, boom, by fucking Maxine Dupree. Hello. Maxine Dupree looking great, by the way. Holy shit. And boom, Austin Theory takes advantage. 1, 2, 3. Holy shit, they fucking win the tag titles again. Braun Breaker and Austin Theory. Then all of a sudden, Maxine Dupree, holy shit. She straddles on Austin Theory. Oh my god. Kisses him, dude. I'm like, yo, damn, this is unexpected, right? That early? Damn. But they look great. Okay, Austin Theory, tell me Austin Theory doesn't look great right here. Right? He looks like the fucking leader. Make him the leader, please. Are they really going to try to make him the leader? Because the way that they're framing him, even with these camera shots, they're positioning. Dude, he's in the middle of the frame. He's in the middle of the frame always. He's walking around backstage in the middle of the frame. Anyways, boom, Cody Rhodes. He's being seen here, right, whatever, by the doctor. Again, right, who's the fucking leader, guys? All right, think about it. Austin Theory's in the middle of the frame again, right? Paul Heyman, he's like, oh, yeah, I'm very proud of you guys. Austin Theory gets all giddy and stuff, and then he's like, oh, not you, right? Boom, Maxine Dupree, you know, he's like, oh, yeah, you're proud of me? Whatever the fuck, right? Then they go in the back seat, right, for some backseat action. Hello, yeah. Boom, fucking Akira Tozawa and Otis. Holy shit, these guys are cocks. Simps. Anyways, boom. Fucking Raquel Rodriguez. Don't know what that promo was. Then Sol Ruca, right? Sol Ruca and fuck, who was even competing here? Anyways, next, they cut away to this. Chad Gable and Rusev going at it. Ethan Page holding back Rusev. Don't know why they're having relations. Next, Raquel Rodriguez and Sol Ruca. I forgot. They're going up against each other. This was a, semi-botch fest, right? Sol Ruca had to carry this match, okay? Like, just with her acrobatics. Again, man, I don't blame her for botching, man. It's hard to do what she does. Anyways, but Femi, right? Fucking this guy, he comes out because the same exact promo, essentially. Brock Lesnar's a bitch, blah, blah, blah. Trash-ass promo, okay? Please stop. All right, there's enough talking with this guy. All right, enough talking. I want to see monstrous pounding. I want to see a Nigerian pounding somebody. Not like that, all right? You fucking weirdo. Next, Dragon Lee again. Rusev, dude. I swear to God, this guy's out here mauling Dragon Lee. Why isn't Dragon Lee winning? Okay, isn't he supposed to be the next, Rey Mysterio of our generation? What happened to that shit, right? If this guy's only contracted to lose, what's the point of even having one on a roster, dude? Right? You might as well get Karrion Kross up in here, all right? Get Karrion Kross up in here. Somebody who's an actual asset. Anyways, the main event of the evening, okay? CM Punk and Sami Zayn. Again, a lot of fucking seeds here planted. Adam Pearce being used, right? CM Punk using Adam Pearce. What is it? Is it some TKO shit? Maybe The Rock is going to be involved in this. Who knows, all right? But again, there's definitely a corporate angle here, some sort of corruption angle here that is, fucking stemming from CM Punk, all right? I don't know when they're going to pull the trigger. I don't know when it's going to be, very evident for us to see CM Punk in this heel light, in this new heel character. But I can't fucking wait. The WWE needs a true heel. The WWE needs a real bad boy. And CM Punk, when he's heel, he can really turn it up. He can really get everybody to hate him, right? Again, it's not going to be the same effect of, Randy Orton's heel turn, because Randy Orton's heel turn was very like, we love Randy. He was a face for a very, 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 very long time. So it was very hard to hate him. Right now with CM Punk, it's like, dude, this guy's mouthpiece, he's just easily hateable. You know what I'm saying? When he wants to be. With Randy Orton, he's more of like a badass hateable. Like, he's fucking cool as fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? I like to share a drink with a guy or some shit. Not in that way, you fucking weirdo. But you know what I'm saying? You go to a bar with Randy Orton. With CM Punk, it's more like, shit, I really don't like this guy. He's a piece of shit, right? I don't want to talk to this guy, right? Again, CM Punk, he needs to be a heel. This is the only way it's going to work. If he's a face carrying that thing around, especially with Sami Zayn now, it's like, come on, man. Sami Zayn is not wrong. Sami Zayn, he's not a bad guy, right? Again, I hope they don't try to pull this, dynamic bullshit, this dynamic heel bullshit, right? You know when they try to make it so layered to the point where it's like so watered down, you know what I'm saying? Like Sami Zayn's like he's a heel, but then CM Punk is doing heel shit. Basically what they were trying to do with Cody Rhodes. I don't want to see that shit, right? Cody Rhodes, I need to see Cody Rhodes be a heel or a face. I don't want to see some layered character. Sometimes there's no need for a layered character, right? Not everybody needs to be a layered fucking character, dude. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do with all their top guys, right? All their main eventers. All their main eventers, they try to make it some layered bullshit, when in reality, it's like, dude, come on, man. Not everything has to be justified. Not everything has to be validated here. CM Punk, he just literally fucking swooped in and won the belt on his home soil, right? Out of nowhere. Title shot out of nowhere. Boom. Like a perfect scenario. So they better make him heel, okay? I don't want to see Sami Zayn trying to make everybody hate himself, right? Everybody to love CM Punk. It just doesn't make sense, dude. We shouldn't be cheering for CM Punk. We shouldn't be cheering for him. Like think about it. As WWE fans, come on. You know what I mean? Again, if they just run with this shit and CM Punk's a face while he's being champion, it's stupid, dude. It's stupid. Now let's talk about the challengers. Okay, who is he gonna face? Cody Rhodes, right? Cody Rhodes, he can turn heel. Maybe CM Punk, he stays face, right? Maybe that's the only way it really works. Okay, that's the only way it's intriguing, because there's a strong face. All right, in CM Punk, there's a strong fucking heel in Cody Rhodes, a believable heel in Cody Rhodes. Again, it's all about believability, guys, okay? If CM Punk goes against fucking Dragon Lee or Fraxium or Johnny Gargano or, any of those bumps, right? Any of those guys in the back, I honestly think it's just not going to work. There's nobody else. Who else is there, to compete for this goddamn thing? Really? Chad Gable? Maybe. But, again, it's just hard, right? Because Chad Gable's also, he's not really built up. Yeah. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Who would you like to see face CM Punk, man, with this new belt, right? With his new WWE Championship run, right? Again, Sami Zayn, I won't mind if they drag on this feud till fucking WrestleMania. I don't give a fuck, right? Honestly, I think it's a good dynamic. Both of them, they have a good chemistry together. As you can see, even in the beginning of the match, like Sami Zayn doing that improv work, that improv heel work, going up to CM Punk and slapping him, like, dude. You see what I'm saying? Like, it makes the show so much more better, dude. You know what I mean? When they're both into it, when they both know how to sell the characters, sell the heel and face dynamic, it's so much better, so much more immersive than watching, two guys who are just scared to take risks, right? Scared to really be into it. Again, man, CM Punk fucking winning the WWE Championship. Holy shit, what a great show. I give this show a 10 out of 10, man, all right? Again, a lot of people are going, oh my god, Enter John, what are you talking about? 10 out of 10. Dude, yeah, it was a good show. There's barely any filler, okay? Any filler. Name one match that was filler. Okay, the Rusev and Dragon Lee match, I mean, I could count that as filler. The fucking Raquel and Sol Ruka match, I mean, that was, whatever. But still, it was still enjoyable, right? The Rusev and Dragon Lee, it wasn't stupid, right? Rusev, he destroyed him, right? That's how it should be, right? Rusev is fucking back, guys. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Holy shit, there's so many things here to talk about with CM Punk. Man, there's a lot of fucking contenders, and I just really hope they don't mess up this run, because again, this run can be legendary. It's starting off very, iconic and nostalgic, regarding the fucking John Cena match, when he kissed goodbye to Vince. Again, all right, this is something that can start, a new era in the WWE. I really hope that they really, follow through with this, okay? In regards to LA Knight, man, I'm praying for that guy to get a shot, right? I'm praying for that motherfucker to get a shot. World title, WWE title, doesn't matter, right? Again, he proved today that he's blockbuster. Like, why aren't they pulling the trigger? Why aren't they pulling the trigger? The 4 guys that I believe that can save the WWE, number 1, LA Knight. Okay, number 2, CM Punk. Number 3, I think a heel Cody Rhodes, right? Actually, you know what? Yeah, I would say those 3. Those 3. In any character. They can be heel or face. I believe they can really put WWE to the same place, the same prominence, right? Probably even more than the Bloodline era, okay? With the right storyline. Again, not just saying that, they have to fucking show up as they are right now. No, there has to be a storyline built up there. There has to be character changes. There has to be changes within their character and their dynamic amongst the fucking rest of the roster. If Cody Rhodes, he pulls up as a face, it's not going to work. He needs to be a heel, right? CM Punk, the same thing. He needs to be a heel. LA Knight, he can be a heel or face. It doesn't really matter, okay? He just needs his shot. The people are fucking behind him. Please, CM Punk, right? I don't know. I want to see him after this Seth Rollins feud or something, with this mini feud. I want to see him challenge CM Punk or something, right? Anyways, imagine the promos between them. Holy fuck, it'd be crazy. Anyways, you guys already know who this is. Get a high rise, live and work while still an intern. John out.
was only 9 days that you had it. And even though the head of cremation turned your career into ashes, you'll still always be our favorite jobber that's average. Oh, I'm sorry, Hey, Sammy, don't say we didn't try to warn you. Everyone tried to tell you that Triple H was going to do you like he does everyone else. Put the knife right in your back, then bury you. He's the head of cremation. It's what he does best. 9 days as WWE champion? This wasn't no title reign. This was more like a free trial reign. Literally, there are trial periods online you could get for subscriptions that will last longer than Sami Zayn as WWE champion. He hasn't had one successful title defense. This is crazy. But look at the bright side, Sammy. The Fed did a partnership with Minute Maid, and if you ask me, when it comes to their juice cartons, I think your face will make the perfect fit. All right, y'all. CM Punk is our new undisputed champion. Great. Triple H is in a creative room passing the belt around like a hot potato. This is crazy. This proves this team has no idea what they're doing, and they're booking everything on the fly. Vince Russo was right calling Triple H the king of pops, because this guy books whatever will get the biggest pop at the moment instead of worrying about booking anything long term. Sami Zayn only won at Night of Champions to give the Saudi Arabia crowd a quick moment. He showed up to Crackdown, made his first title defense on Raw, and straight lost it, confirming this company did not trust Sami Zayn to be the face to begin with. Now the belt is back around the waist of a 47-year-old CM Punk, and it seems like the obvious direction they're gonna go is Punk versus Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam for the world title. CM Punk and Cody Rhodes cut a promo on each other after WrestleMania 42. CM Punk told all the fans he wasn't going anywhere, then left for months, popped right back up, and got the title right back. If this was 2011, 12, 13, when Punk was complaining all the time, can you imagine how much crying this guy would have did if he was the WWE champion for 9 days and dropped the belt to a wrestler who haven't shown his face for 2 months? But WWE booked themselves into a corner, so Punk winning the title in Chicago was actually a good curveball to throw at the fans, man. Nobody really expected him to be fighting for the title, let alone winning it. The problem still remains, though, yo.
It's over. Pack it up, because it never has been so over like it is right now. The Elder Scrolls 6 has no chance at success while it's standing against the true greats of the industry, like Fable. Yeah, I know, that sounds absolutely hilarious and stupid, because it is. But no, seriously, some people are unironically thinking that Fable, the same Fable that we have all seen before, the woke, disaster, removed morality, complete garbage slop, is actually somehow gonna beat Elder Scrolls 6 when it comes out in 20 years.
It's been 15 years since Skyrim released, and 8 years since The Elder Scrolls 6 was first teased. Yet despite that huge time lapse between entries, interest has always remained high around Bethesda's next project. Outside of Rockstar, few studios could stay relevant after such a long gap between releases. So how has Bethesda managed to get away with it? Because of Skyrim. Not only did the game receive stellar reviews and incredible sales, but it has remained relevant for over a decade with high player counts and constant coverage. But that's not just because Skyrim is a great game. It's because nothing has truly replaced it. There is nothing quite like it. After
There have been many attempts, and there have been very successful attempts. Tainted Grail, The Fall of Babylon, again, I'm never gonna stop riding that horse, so no, don't even try to comment on it. Is a very good game, and honestly, it's kind of better than Skyrim in many respects. But the world is smaller, and I think that's what's preventing it from achieving the same highs as Skyrim. One of the biggest reasons why people, I think, like Skyrim so much in general is just how perfectly spaced the world is. You can always find something, but it doesn't feel crammed. And I think that's what most indie studios that are attempting to beat Skyrim can never achieve, because they simply will never be able to make games as vast as Skyrim in the first place.
Skyrim's success, most studios would have rushed to capitalize with a sequel. Bethesda took a different approach, shifting their focus to new projects instead, from Fallout 4 to the online MMO.
Well, actually, they just resold you Skyrim 50 times at this point. That's what Bethesda did.
Fallout 76 to the new IP Starfield. None of these releases lived up to the expectations set by Skyrim, yet Bethesda continued to sideline the Elder Scrolls in pursuit of success elsewhere. Despite this, players still craved a game that could scratch the same itch as Skyrim, something to fill the void while Bethesda pursued other projects, so other studios tried to fill that gap. That was the risk Bethesda took by stepping away from the Elder Scrolls. Another developer could create the new Skyrim and replace
Crimson Desert is the closest thing we have to actually something that can beat Skyrim, that is kinda equivalent-ish to Skyrim. But still, it kind of feels completely different, doesn't it? The moment you make your combat as action-orientated as Crimson Desert, I think you instantaneously lose the one-to-one ratio against Skyrim or those type of games.
them as the kings of the open world RPG genre. And despite many coming close and excelling in certain areas, no game truly replaced it, because to replace Skyrim, a studio would need to deliver everything it did, but only better. While some came close, they always lacked some elements, only replicating parts of the experience rather than the full package. To make this clear, let's break Skyrim down into its core pillars. It has open world exploration, with a vast map filled with landmarks, secrets, and dungeons. It has side quests and activities that give the world constant depth and variety. It has its fantasy identity, combat, magic, and deep world lore. And it has towns and settlements, each with distinct personalities and inhabitants. Then we have player freedom and
I don't know about that. I think that's a little bit blazing what Skyrim is.
customization, bring your character and define their role. And then finally, there's one of the most overlooked aspects, the simulation layer. You can buy homes, get married, decorate your space, run a business, sit in taverns, shop, and more. For many players, this is the cozy side of the game, and arguably the most underappreciated system. The sim-like elements made it feel like you weren't just playing a game, but you were living in its world. You'd head out to explore and fight, then return to your hometown, creating a perfect balance between adventure and relaxation. So these are our four pillars that we have together to make the perfect game room. In order to it has to cover all of these aspects, yet none truly have. Let's use a few examples. Crimson Desert's open world is larger, more detailed, and more varied than Skyrim's, yet it lacks a character creator, forcing you to play as Cliff. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has many similar house alchemy, blacksmith, yet it's grounded in realism and Elden Ring's open world offers incredible lore and over 100 unique dungeons.
I don't think Elden Ring or Kingdom Come Deliverance even tried to actually overthrow Skyrim or even try to come close to a Bethesda-style game.
Just to explore, yet there are no towns or citizens to interact with. Within free offered side quests that made Skyrim's look basic, yet dungeons were difficult to be seen. I could do the same thing, despite this being a matter. In many cases, a massive part of Skyrim's experience, none of them managed to complete the checklists. These were good alternatives to Skyrim, yet not good replacements. If I said to you, I love Skyrim, what games are like it? You could name a few, but each would be different in some way. does not look like Skyrim. This really shows how revolutionary it was at the time. Even 15 years later, it still holds a unique significance.
It was pretty revolutionary for its time. Too bad Bethesda did absolutely nothing after that.
In the genre, largely untouched by anything that has.
Well, actually, they made Starfield, which we all wished that was forgotten. And by the way, Xbox just literally forced Bethesda to give up on Starfield, that they're not gonna concentrate on it.
Come after it. It isn't considered one of the greatest games of all time by accident. It's because it's the game that defines the benchmark for RPGs ever since its release. As a result, while Bethesda released entries after Skyrim, alongside that, despite other games that focused in specific areas, titles like Star Wars and Fallout 76 overwhelming, Bethesda has remained relevant. Most studios, this would have led to a decline in influence or even irrelevance, but because Skyrim was never truly replaced, they stayed strong in the industry. They got away with it. However, it seems they knew that the game may finally move on to fill that gap, and it's arriving before the Elder Scrolls 6. Fable, developed by
At this point, I don't even think 50k. Will Fable reach 50k? Probably, yeah. Again, I think Fable is going to be in the ballpark of 60 to 80k concurrent players. But, I mean, that's not going to be enough. Fable's going to be a disaster. There's just a lot of people very desperate for a Fable game. Too bad the game's garbage.
Playground games, this open-world action RPG appears to bring a lot to the table, with a recent gameplay trailer showcasing its features and suggesting that Skyrim's throne may finally be.
The recent gameplay trailer was unanimously hated by everyone.
At risk. Were most games covered some of Skyrim's features, yet not all, it would appear that Fable is attempting to cover all bases, and in most cases, push those mechanics forward. This may finally be the alternative to Skyrim that many have been waiting for.
Ah yes, 1,000 gay romance. Great innovation.
And a potential threat to Bethesda's crown. Bethesda may have expected the Elder Scrolls 6 to arrive in an uncontested space, filling a gap that only they could offer. But if Fable delivers on everything it can offer, pushes further, then the Elder Scrolls 6 is feeling like a step back.
Save Fable gameplay and news. The little developers making Fable, I'm like, well, hell, he doesn't exist.
By comparison, the best way to understand this is to compare each of the pillars directly, one by one. So let's start with the open world. Albion has been confirmed as part of the verse, featuring multiple biomes across 6 distinct regions filled with towns, landmarks, and dungeons. Although not fully revealed, the studio has showcased the Oakshire region, with rolling hills, lush foliage, and an English countryside aspect, with 6 distinct regions planned, each with its own identity and significant.
How important do you think it's going to be possible?
Significant variety is expected. While Skyrim is impressive, its world is largely dominated by a single smooth terrain. In contrast, the desert demonstrate how varied regions, deserts, jungles, valleys, and more can expand exploration. If Fable delivers 6 distinct regions at the level of Oakshire, it could offer a larger, more diverse on Skyrim's world. The inclusion of numerous settlements, secrets, and dungeons further strengthens the sense of discovery. Dungeons in particular are a notable addition, as many modern open-world games tend to overlook them. If Fable delivers on these promises, it could combine the core strengths of Skyrim's open world while expanding them into something more ambitious, an evolution of the formula. It also features side quests with branching decisions that directly affect outcomes, with over 100 story moments.
Yeah, we know this side was here. It was dumb, uninspired, nonsensical, and no one liked it.
Over 100 story moments already confirmed. Following the Witcher 3 dialogue system, these choices add variety to plot structure, with each decision impacting the reputation. The Witcher 3 side quests were already well ahead of Skyrim's design, featuring branching narratives, memorable characters, and meaningful consequences. In comparison, Skyrim often relied on simpler structures such as fetch quests, bounty objectives, and radiant tasks. While this was standard in 2011, The Witcher 3 raised the benchmark for quest design, influencing many later RPGs. When Bethesda released Starfield, it largely continued on the destruction became a common criticism. Fable's approach was the common literally philosophy through ghosts, suggesting expectations and quest design
How are we picking up on this? The quest that we saw here it's not even a quest. It's like, hey, random person for no reason. Do you think the pig should live or die? And you're like, I don't care. And that's it. That's it. Like, is this even a quest? This is not even a quest. We have not seen even a quest.
Indeed, Bethesda has also recently been criticized for writing that can feel simplistic, often leaning on clear-cut heroes and villains. In contrast, The Witcher 3 embrace moral ambiguity, where outcomes are often subjective. Fable's director has stated it will take a similar approach, avoiding obvious moral answers and allowing...
They're choosing to avoid obvious moral answers because they're a bunch of woke losers who don't believe morality is real. They said there's no evil, there's no good, there's just gray. How the hell do you even have a main villain in this story in that case? Like, isn't the villain the good guy considering it's morally ambiguous? Like, what are we talking about here? And by the way, in this video where he's taking it from, the developers kind of completely tried to backpedal and said, oh, no, there's no morality, but you can be good or evil, yes. Which doesn't make any sense. Like, what the hell?
Choices to be interpreted differently depending on perspective. This kind of nuanced storytelling is something that Bethesda has struggled to match, and a key reason why many prefer The Witcher 3's quests and narrative over games like Skyrim and Fallout 4. If Fable delivers on this, it would mark a significant step forward, one that Bethesda may struggle to match. As for combat,
there is no way they do anything. You wanna know the biggest takeaway, the biggest reason how we know this is not gonna work out beyond the obvious. It's this thing right here. See this? It's floating right there. These people consider their potential future audience so stupid that they need to explicitly tell you what these NPCs are thinking. There's no ambiguity, they're just literally, yes, this is what these NPCs think of you, that's it. And whenever you get it, this is just stupid. They're treating you like, this is what it's gonna be like. And when the developers treat you this poorly, they treat you this obviously as an incoherent, bumbling mess. How the hell do you think they're gonna write anything this good? They're not. They're gonna fail miserably.
Match. As for combat and fantasy, Fable also ticks the box. It features fluidly-based combat with seamless switching between melee, archery, and magic, along with dynamic spell combinations like tornado rift and teleport.
Look at this gameplay. It's like this woman, this another woman, and all of this looks okay. They came out and said, oh, this is actually easiest difficulty. That's easiest difficulty. It's lies. It's just bad.
It is expected to support multiple combat styles. Skyrim also offered a strong variety, from one-handed and two-handed weapons to bows, spells, and shouts, allowing for diverse builds and playstyles. While Fable's exact depth remains to be seen, its system...
Look at this combat. It's so bad.
...suggest a similar level of flexibility. It also features a wide range of fantasy creatures and enemies, such as trolls, cockatrices, and hobs, matching Skyrim's emphasis on variety in fantasy. As a long-running franchise, Fable also benefits from an established lore foundation, giving it the potential to compete directly with the Elder Scrolls in world building depth. Where Skyrim excelled, Fable appears positioned to match it, raising clear implications for Bethesda. The game also features numerous settlements across its world, each with distinct personalities and archetypes. One Silverbrook, the capital of the Ultra region, is a peaceful farming settlement with plots of produce shaping its identity. Settlements vary in size, population, and landings, ensuring that no two feel the same. With what elevates this further, above Skyrim is its
nothing elevates this further. Look at this. This is supposed to be the capital. I didn't even know this. I probably missed it. If this is supposed to be the capital of this region, it just looks like every other town you have already visited. It's just your fucking Hobbit Shire without gold. That's it. That's it. If this is supposed to be the capital of this region, why does it look like everything the same? It's just stupid.
Same. But what elevates us further above Skyrim is its NPC interaction and reputation system. There are over 1,000 handcrafted, fully voiced NPCs, each with a daily schedule, job, home, relationship, hobby, and personal routine. Potentially
The same way that Vega is considered hard-working. Yeah, no, I'm not kidding. This guy is considered hard-working and he's jobless.
these characters are alive with their names. The player can interact with all of them, and their opinions
Jack and Vega, a hard-working commoner. And crafted.
shift based on your actions. Acts of kindness may earn respect from some, while others will see it as weakness. Building wealth and buying businesses can inspire admiration in some, while others will perceive that as arrogant. As a result, not only does each NPC form a unique opinion of the player, but entire settlements do as well. The game showed
This woman who owns a shop, a business, looks down on you because you are capitalistic. Make it make sense.
showcased how one store owner didn't like something the player did, so they charged higher prices and spoke meanly, whilst others appreciated it and were more receptive. The world is constantly
Also, all of them look bad. They look ugly.
action. While Skyrim offers distinct town locations, it lacks a comparable reputation system. NPCs can be spoken to when they do not develop their own opinions, and their routines are relatively simplistic and change regardless of their actions. Fable surpasses Skyrim.
Wait, how does Fable even do that? Because someone just says something mean to you at random? That's it?
To the board in this regard. What makes this even more concerning is that Bethesda has largely regressed in this area. In Starfield, NPCs have no meaningful routines, often wandering aimlessly, with many unable to be interacted with and showing little reaction even to gunfire. If The Elder Scrolls 6 follows a similar design, while Fable delivers on what it's shown, it could reflect very poorly when it finally releases. Then we have player creation and role-playing. When Fable was first announced, it featured a generic-looking protagonist, which led to concerns that players might be locked into a fixed character. However,
Because that was 100% true. After the backlash, they created a male character and customization options. The first time we saw the male character, it was done on the female mesh, thus the gay walk meme appeared. This was always the thing that you were supposed to play. They have a body scan, they have everything. So you're telling me this character, which is just gonna be a random nobody, because you can actually make your character, don't worry about it, had a face scan, a voice scan, all of these things done, but it's just, like, where's the logic? Okay, you can customize your character, but this one specific type of character has everything scanned for them? Interesting. It's on the cover of everything, it's on the front of everything, and after the backlash that you can't make your own character, suddenly there's actual representation in marketing from the male character? Ain't that strange? Ain't that odd?
Further, it's since been confirmed that you will be able to create your own hero, fully restoring player creation. This is an element missing from many modern RPGs, where players are often restricted to preset characters. Here, however, customization goes even further. You can change your clothing, hairstyles and tattoos, and shape your character's combat style, and based on your appearance and attire, it will directly impact how NPCs think of you and what they say to you. Dress fancy, and some will see you as rich, whilst others will think you a snob. Dress in rags, and some will think you poor, while others consider you humble. Combined with the reputation system and branching quest decision,
Bruh, this is exactly the type of one-dimensional perception of humans that I expected, by the way. Oh, look at that, he's dressing rich. That must be a snob. Oh, look at this, rags. Oh, he's so humble. That is the stupidest way of perceiving people ever possible. Oh, look at that, he's poor, he must be humble. I'm sorry, but am I the only one who has seen those videos where the homeless just throw away food given to them and they're not humble in the slightest? Okay? The average poor person is fucking not humble in the slightest, okay?
It not only matches Skyrim's
This is just the romanticization of what being poor is in the opinion of the woke.
customization, but expands upon it. Skyrim is relatively limited in its role-playing depth, with Bethesda stripping back features seen in earlier titles like Morrowind and Fallout 3 in favor of accessibility. As a result, most playthroughs feel largely the same regardless of your character choice. Starfield attempted to improve this with traits and backgrounds, but the overall experience still plays out similarly, regardless of starting options. If you and I both play Skyrim and Starfield, no matter our starting characters, our experiences will be largely identical. In Fable, however, the combination of decision-making and reputation systems means playthroughs are shaped far more uniquely. Every character will have a different story and be treated differently. It builds on Skyrim's foundation and pushes it further. So at this point, Fable isn't just ticking every box that was in Skyrim's design, but it's aiming to elevate it further. But it's the simulation aspect where the true difference really begins to take place. So in Skyrim, you could buy one preset home in each major settlement. In Fable, you can literally buy any home in the game. Literally any and all of them. You can either move in yourself or rent it out for a profit. In Skyrim, you could meet someone, wear an amulet, and then get married. In Fable, you can romance characters by meeting their requirements, go on dates, propose, and get married. You can even have...
I love how this simplifies relationships to just a fucking dumb checklist, by the way. Yeah, that seems about right.
You can move into your home and start a family. If married in Skyrim, your spouse would own a never-identified shop. They would just basically give you money. I still don't know what my wife, Ayla the Huntress, was doing on the side, but she just kept giving me money. In Fable, you can buy literally any business. Pubs, shops, barbers, and so much more. You can set prices, wages, and manage your staff. You can literally hire anyone and fire them too. There are over 120 shops in-game, from tailors, hairdressers, and bakers, which all sell unique stock and can all be owned by the player. So it's not just cosmetic, it's literally a business running simulation within the game.
Wait, the reason that they did this, because everyone was talking about how you can own things and property in Fable. It was one of the unique things about it. And as per typical, they just needed to push this to 11. Because this is what these types of developers do. They have no idea what's good. That's why we're getting baby grogus everywhere. I'm actually surprised kind of that Fable doesn't have a baby grogu. Maybe there is one. Maybe there's gonna be one.
Skyrim allowed players to use systems like blacksmithing stations, alchemy labs, and other crafting interfaces. Fable allows you to literally work at jobs for money with unique minigames attached to all. The developers have described...
Relax, deep breaths. There's no reason to lose my shit just yet. Let's look at the unique mini-game.
Describe the game as an action RPG where you create your own character, complete side quests, and make decisions. But they've also stated there is a game within a game, a sim-like builder where you can interact with every NPC, buy any business, and purchase any property. In short, while Skyrim...
Did you see that unique mini-game? That's great stuff.
Offered some sim elements, Fable goes far beyond them, offering a level of freedom few games have matched. You could ignore combat and quests entirely and instead spend your time living in the world and building a property empire. In comparison, Skyrim's simulation system feels far more limited. So let's bring up our Skyrim chart again. As established, many games released after Skyrim improved on individual aspects in its design, but...
Okay, the conclusion is, boys... Believe it or not, Fable's gonna do it. It's gonna be amazing. 10 out of 10 Fable. The Grand Fable over. No, the Grand Fable. That's right. Oh, boys. I hope you are ready. Come on, how is this a real video? I'm sorry. This is just insane. Yeah.
Blood Ravens.
If you're English, I kind of understand your whole personality. Life depends on Fable being good, but this feels a little bit too far. Anyway, that was ABV Gaming 10 out of 10. Bye.
palace is safe, thanks to your blood ravens, Commander.
The Black Legion will not give up so easily, Governor. Prepare for a counterattack.
Commander, I have several tarantula turrets ready to deploy.
Shrine below the plaza, however. A quick strike could retake them, Commander.
Enemy assault forces spotted. Enemy has us in close combat.
Devastator Marines ready for combat. Brothers, we go.
Tactical squad, return fire.
The enemy has massed for a counterattack on the palace. Stand with the Emperor and drive them back.
Commander, the palace will not hold without your aid.
Thank you, Blood Ravens. Once again, you have saved Meridian.
Let our enemies beware, for victory is ours.
Hi, I'm Arthur. And, wait.
Commander, I am forever in
This
your
is awkward. So I made a joke last week about making a video about the Dark Mechanicum before I made a video about the Adeptus Mechanicus, which turns out is a lie. And I just forgot somehow that I made a video involving the Mechanicus months ago, so that's cool. Man, I am a professional. I can't even research my own channel. So as recompense, I'm gonna talk about one of my favorite topics involving the Mechanicus. Like I'm jingling keys in front of you like an easily distracted baby who just wants to be pacified with random trivia that you can show to your friends. So, ooh, look at the keys, ooh! But, for real, in 40K, the Mechanicus is a faction I initially didn't like, grew to like, and am now kind of falling in love with right now. So, having read an increasing amount of stories involving them, I want to discuss a piece of information that doesn't get brought up a lot. And it probably is the most important piece of information that lies at the rotten core of the Mechanicus in general. And that is that the fundamentals of the entirety of their belief system is just kind of a lie. Like, this isn't a misunderstanding. The cult Mechanicus is built on a lie created by the Emperor, but we all knew that to some degree. The Emperor showed up to Mars to show himself to be the Omnissiah, the ambassador of the machine god, in order to exploit their ability to create machines for his own purposes. But what if I told you it actually goes significantly deeper than that? What if I told you that the lie of the Great Mechanicus actually starts like a lot longer ago than just that, and is so woven into the fabric of their culture that it's almost never brought up, because to imply what this lie actually is insanity. Well, I'm gonna go into what I mean and what exactly this lie is. But before I do, I want to mention that if you didn't know, I actually have merch. I'm kind of shitty at promoting it. Like, for real, I'm terrible at it. But I got a bunch of incredibly talented artists to create some original art for this line, and I think it's all
pretty great. It turned out okay. And a lot of the people who've been getting their shirts and their buttons have been telling me that it's of a pretty decently high quality. It would mean a lot to me if some of you were to pick up some of this. We've got buttons, we've got shirts, we've got hoodies, and we've got an art print that is pretty unique. Even if you're not that big a fan of me as a content creator, the print itself is just amazing to have to show your loyalty to either the Imperial Fists or the Iron Warriors. So it would really mean a lot if you grabbed some of that. We poured months of effort into revisions, brainstorming, and me educating them about everything, so it's as lore accurate as humanly possible for people who know nothing about Warhammer. So if you could pick up some of that, that would be fantastic, and it would all go to support this channel, which is super nice. So yeah, most people roughly know what the Adeptus Mechanicus is. They are a subfaction of the Imperium that resided initially on Mars and thus had spread out across the universe to create various fabrication-based planets in order to create technology for the Imperium. They are probably the most integral part of the Imperium's survival as a whole. Like, without them, Space Marines wouldn't have armor, Guardsmen wouldn't have guns, and Titans wouldn't even exist. So they are kind of important. They were originally a distinct faction that was more of a vassal of the Imperium than an actual extension of its will. But due to the schism on Mars, when the Dark Mechanicum broke off into a small faction, the reforming Mechanicum went under a new name as it was absorbed into the Imperium. They have a dogmatic view of technology, where what technology they have is going to be the technology they use. They cannot invent more than what they have, as progress is dangerous. This is a decree that came from the Emperor himself, which I feel was probably a rough means to an end in order to keep the Mechanicum in check, as the Great Lie of Mars is something that without that kind of law set in place, it would lead to unchecked rapid technological expansion, which, well, there are several factions in the game that show why that isn't a good idea, but I digress. So what if I told you that this whole religion was born from a lie that the Emperor himself implanted? Not just the Omnissiah bit, but the entirety of the Mechanicus exists because of a 3000 IQ psychopath-adjacent Sigma Bale Emperor plan that he did himself thousands of years ago. It would probably shake the foundations of the Imperium as a whole, wouldn't you agree? Well, that's so crazy you mention that, because it totally fucking happened. So, in the book Mechanicum, which seems to be the only time this is mentioned, so who knows, this might get retconned at some point, but in the book, in pretty plain text, it is laid out what this great lie is. Hidden away in the Noctis Labyrinthus is something I'm not sure I can explain properly, but the Void Dragon, or at least what we can understand as the Void Dragon, one of the Catan shards rests there, and it's pretty insanely powerful, even for Catan shards. It seems to be a level above what most people consider your typical shard. The description of the dragon itself defies logic, but we will get several individuals of the Cult Mechanicum and just researchers from Terra show up to find out what this mystical dragon is, as one of the members, Dahlia Cythera, was having visions of the dragon and perspective shots of it in this eternal blackness, and heard of this place known as the Labyrinth of Night, which is the English way of saying Noctis Labyrinthus. The Noctis Labyrinthus is a small crater in the desolate place on Mars where a fleet of foundries have been attempted to be placed, but every time there is something there, the technology begins to act up. It goes haywire, and errors are significantly more common. The further they go, the weirder it gets. There is an unearthly chill. The vehicles they were coming in on don't seem to work as well. And eventually they meet up with an individual by the name of Semyon. Semyon is just a human man who lives in the crater itself, and is a man who is described as 2 parts crazy and 1 part person. He is ageless. The cast of this merry band of misfits, remarking that he could be anywhere between the age of 50 and 200 because everything in between seems just as likely. This is where he reveals that he is something that is referred to as the Guardian of the Dragon. With him is an ancient and massive battle servitor, and though a rather tense set of communications occurs, they ask him where the dragon is, not really knowing what it is, and through a little bit of coercion, he eventually takes them to it. So here is where things become a bit abstract. The room that he took them to was made out of what looked like a silver metal that was almost unnatural at first. Like it was man-made, but also naturally occurring to some degree. The issues start to pop up as someone's mind begins to take in the information of the room itself for too long. One of the party members collapses and starts proclaiming that for some reason the room itself is impossible. The book does a bit of a shitty job of explaining this, but I like it in concept. So my understanding is that the room they are in does not occupy what could be considered regular space. The best way to identify it is that the room itself is sort of a four-dimensional cube, or whatever the four-dimensional extension of a cube is, because I mean the two-dimensional extension of a cube is a square. So whatever we would call a fourth-dimensional cube, it's that, where every surface of the room itself is perceived from any single point of the room, even though it takes up a space that is navigatable. Navigable? One of those two words. But the room itself, so to put this in as understandable terms, because the writer was a bit fast and loose with this description and it was very plain, but imagine if you were in a room, you looked at the back wall of the room. The back wall of the room, you can see it, but also while you were looking at the back wall, your eyes could also take in every single other wall in the room. Your perception of the wall itself doesn't mean that you can't see every other portion of the room, meaning you could see the wall behind you, see the walls to your left, see the ceiling and the floor, but also the spaces in between are undefined. So they began to realize rather quickly that the room was both infinite and finite at the same time, with your mind having to take in all of the information of a space that is both infinite and finite, and you could see every single corner of the room while looking at one space. So, that made no sense, but the book itself does an okay job at trying to explain this kind of concept where people are starting to realize that the fabric of reality is incredibly different in terms of its functionality in this one space. It's hard to take in that kind of information, and as this info is being poured into the minds of the party, some of them actually start to crack at the idea that this kind of space even exists, as it destroys their perception of how physical logic can occur. Like, imagine if you were a person who dedicated their entire existence to the study of physics, and you just found out that there was a core issue with everything you had studied that changes every single thing you have to know, meaning everything you learned is pointless, and you were staring at something that through your lens of perception cannot exist. It wasn't described as well as it could have been in the book, and I'm pretty sure I didn't describe it as well as I could have. But I think it does a good job to make that they're looking at something that does not functionally work with our perception. As most of the party in that book ended up just shutting down, with the more logical individuals passing out why they didn't see this. One of them, the first person who ended up noticing this, ended up just jumping off a cliff, totally safe end at the bottom, never see them again. And this is because the individual bond is someone who's firmly invested in the real spaces it's established. They believe that the world has core mechanics and rules that need to be abided by, so having that kind of sensibility be defiled by this impossible room basically meant that their entire perception of existence just didn't matter anymore, and they just wanted to, go somewhere else. Now, the people who in the room who were more philosophically inclined or more creative, prone to more bouts of imagination rather than cold logic, were able to take it in a little bit better just by closing their eyes and shutting out the insanity of the situation. In this room, which is the more important part of just the fact that it's an impossible room from like House of Leaves, but Regardless, in the room itself, which is referred to as the Church of the Dragon, there is a book on a massive lectum that the main character of the party, Dahlia Cythera, is forced to view. And by forced, I mean they have to have all of the knowledge be brought into their mind. And this is when Dahlia learned what exactly the Great Lie of Mars is, and the fact that the Emperor lied about being the Omniscience is only a small fraction of how messed up it actually gets. It's told in a bit of an abstract, almost metaphorical way, of a valiant knight attacking some ancient dragon, and instead of being able to kill it, the knight binds it and seals it away somewhere. But the interpretation and the way the novel continues, it makes it pretty apparent as to what the meaning is. So in as blunt a description as possible, now that you have all the context you need to kind of understand where this is coming from, the Great Lie of Mars that could actually probably destroy a lot of the Imperium, if not all of it, is that the largest shard of the Void Dragon, an ancient Catan shard that was subsisting off of the souls of people on Terra, exists on Mars. Though we never actually see the shard, so it could be a little bit different, because maybe it's just maybe more flying of the Void Dragon, but either was. This Void Dragon is defeated, but not destroyed by the Emperor, because as you know, shouldn't kill a Catan or else bad shit happens. But in full of foresight, the Emperor buried the Void Dragon's corpse all in Mars. Before space travel is impossible, and after thousands of years of development, found a way to influence people to live on Mars. The knowledge and mind and influence of the Void Dragon caused the Vulcan heavens to rise and become the most dominant technological societies in the universe. He knew all of that was going to happen, but seeded all of the information before him, so that when the time would come, he would show up the omniscience, the religion that he created in order to have perfect manufacturers for all of the armies. This is the Great Lie of Mars. This piece of information is so significant and so important that there needs to be someone who watches over the Void Dragon's prison at all times. The Guardian of the Dragon, Simeon, and now Dahlia,